wins last year, which was incredible. We're at $10.8 billion investment in 1 year. The vast majority of that we have to thank Toyota Battery Manufacturing for, which is in Liberty, which is in Randolph County. However, in the city of Greensboro, it's providing a lot of the infrastructure, water and sewer to that project. So we still like to take credit for their expansions and their announcement. But their announcement this past year, they had two of them, one in May, one in October, was 3,000 jobs, and they're up to $8.5 billion just in 1 year. So that's definitely our greatest announcement, along with the 9 others that we got last year.
Last year we announced over 400 jobs and $181 million in capital investment, and many of those were also existing industry projects. John Deere Kernersville announced a joint venture, I'm sure y'all saw, in partnership with Chrysler for battery manufacturing. So that is Forsyth County's first major battery manufacturing project, and we're really excited about that given the activity we've seen in that sector across the state.
I haven't experienced a slow year yet, so I wasn't really sure what to expect with that. We have not seen a slowdown in January. If anything, it's still been picking up with requests for information, with site visits. So I'm optimistic that this first half of the year will still be kind of maintaining that steady flow that we've seen the last two years.
We've had lots of conversations with companies that say, okay, this is our projected hiring needs for this period of time. However, we see the opportunity for AI and technology to maybe change those needs on a 3 to 5 year time horizon. So in terms of what we're seeing at the moment, not tremendously, but I think it's still kind of making its way into specifically manufacturing.
Me and Ellis gave a presentation a couple weeks ago, and she had numbers regarding the level of capital investment compared to 2020 to 2023 projects, and it had increased by like 400% or something like that. And so I think that that's definitely a token to the higher tech, potentially AI, where job numbers might be remaining the same, but that capital investment number is increasing.
So the other thing I think is interesting for us is, the ethical components of AI. I'll be interested to see how those develop over the coming years.
The housing real estate reports that we're able to share with clients, and I don't have any of those facts and figures, and I wish I knew how many houses were permitted right now in Greensboro, but we're definitely seeing a lot of movement towards the Brown Summit area for housing, and then also our downtown. It's City of Greensboro's push is to get more affordable housing in our downtown, have that become more of a live, work, play area as well. And so that's something of interest, and I know Guilford County is incredibly interested in housing.
From a livability standpoint, we're certainly doing our best to win on that front, but we're really fortunate, and this is something that North Carolina shares across counties, to have a phenomenal community college system, and we pull in our community college partners into almost every conversation we have with clients so that they know what resources are available to them to make sure that their workforce can not only be trained for their initial needs, but continue to be upskilled.
For those individuals who are now in their 30s, maybe came to college here in Greensboro or in the Triad, then they left, they went to New York, Chicago, Dallas, wherever. But now that they have a family, they're realizing the cost of living is a little bit high in those places. Trying to recruit them back to the Greensboro area or the Piedmont Triad area to say, hey, this is a great place for you guys to be now that you're in a different stage of life.
We're well positioned as a former textile hub of the United States that we're blessed with big water treatment plants, big water intake systems. I think it's more of a problem in other states and other regions in particular, but we've got a number of wastewater treatment plant upgrades.
This market for us around here is a lot of office, and it's a quandary. Things have changed quite drastically since pre-COVID. How people operate within an office. I'm curious as to what you would see as these potential projects coming in, and how they view office space compared to maybe where they were 2020.
In terms of that kind of lead generation pool, I've seen maybe 3 office projects last year.
How high in that priority ranking are the tax incentives to
We view tax incentives as essential, but also the cherry on top. That's not going to bring a project that was not previously considering you, right? But it will be, it's really the last gesture of this is a good partnership for you to land here and for us to extend a hand to welcome you.